Hello everyone, my name is Brenda and I have decided to start this channel. This is my very first video, I've never done one, and kind of follow along a little bit on the after end of this COVID virus. That bitch almost killed me. But I'm still here. And I'm sorry that I'm crying. But if I can get through this initial part here, I'll be okay. And so will a lot of you. But I wanted to start something for us old folks. I see you young ones on here all the time doing stuff and doing this particular hobby. But I consider this as something of a post-COVID kind of thing to do. See, I'm so new, I don't even know where to look. So forgive me. I'm looking down all the time. I spent 12 days in the hospital with COVID pneumonia. And now I'm on home health. So I'm sitting at home, stuck here. Can't go anywhere, do anything. And it's driving me insane. And I thought that I would find a hobby. I do sew a lot, and I have I'm a follower of a lot of the ladies on here that sew and teach. But in my condition, I'm too weak to be slinging fabric and handling a sewing machine and doing all those kinds of things. So I needed to find something that I could do, that I could handle, and a friend suggested this diamond painting. And so I looked into it, and I thought, well, it looks like something that I could handle, and it looks fun. It's pretty, I love bling. And I ordered some from Amazon, and I just received it in the mail. And so, well, since I thought of doing this is the first time for everything, I would share my first time of opening up one of these things I ordered and see what it's all about. And I don't even have any supplies. I don't know what I'm going to need. I've looked on the different channels and everything, but I'm telling you, when I go to the, last night, my friend took me to, I had to go to the doctor yesterday, so my friend stopped at Joann's Fabric, which usually has, they have everything in Joann's. And when I went there last night, they had been picked clean. And there was hardly anything there, and their sale was already off. So what they did, little bit they did have left, was full price. I said, I don't think so. I'm not paying that kind of money for what's left over. So I was supposed to have received this today from Amazon, and sure enough, here it is. And it's in a different language. What the heck is this all about? Oh, diamond painting. I see. Diamond painting. And I don't see a picture. I don't know what it is yet. I ordered a couple really pretty ones though. And I thought I'd give it a shot. And here I am. So, my first reveal. And hopefully everything is here so I can, it's Friday, and I can spend the weekend doing something with my time, for God's sake. Besides sitting here looking at four walls, and I'm not a big TV watcher. So, all done. Where'd this come from? Probably should tell you where it came from. I don't see anything. Who made it? Oh well. I'll have to go back to Amazon, I guess, to find out. Oh, look at it. It's not very big though, is it? Oh, it's that pretty sunflower. Oh, ain't that the prettiest thing? I love it. I hope nothing's wrong with it. I'll probably do this one first, to be honest. Don't you think that's just the prettiest thing? It ain't your ordinary sunflower. Oh, and I live in Kansas. So, of course, I have to have sunflower. Alright, so there's my sunflower. And I did buy me a little table to work on from Walmart last night. So I could sit here in my chair and work here and maybe listen to some music, or my little 9-year-old grandson stays with me. And is that all the stuff they give you? The hell is that? One little bitty, look how thick that is. Where do I show it? I don't know. Ain't that something? They keep telling me, oh, you get plenty of this stuff. That don't look like plenty, does it? And my little tray to shake up my little diamonds. Y'all just don't know. This COVID whipped my ass. And there's my little pen. And a pair of tweezers. I could use that on my... I could use that. I got like 30 of them suckers on there. It's growing into a long beard. Get that wax out there and curl it up for me. And then I got me a bunch of little bags. I guess these are for the leftovers, huh? That I don't use. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 little bags. And now I get to look at the beads. I tell you what, 12 days in the hospital on a COVID unit. No visitors, private room. Wouldn't even let me get up to go to the bathroom. I had to use the bedside. Something beeping at me, I don't know. Anyway, wouldn't even let me go to the bathroom. I had to use the bedside commode. And Laws, honey, when I got up and went to the bathroom on my own, and I turned that light on and looked in the mirror, I didn't know the woman looking back at me. That woman was a stranger. And that was like about maybe 4 or 5 days into the hospital stay. And all kinds of machines and hooked you up to oxygen and all that stuff, and a lot of you already know all this. You younger people don't. I feel fortunate to be alive. But the woman looking back at me was a stranger. She was old. I'm 70. I'll be 71 in 2 months. That woman was old and haggard, gray. What row? See, I told you I bought me a little table. I didn't say how stabilized it was. But anyway. And I began to get mad. I got damn mad. started thinking. I started looking at her and thinking, that's the new me. And I look like that because somebody deliberately released something that deadly into the air to kill you and me. It would have been more natural to get run over by a damn train, fall out of the sky out of an airplane, than something like this. Somebody did this to us. And I got pissed. And it was right then and there that I decided, not this old woman. They'll not kill this old woman. So I made it back to my bed, and I started doing everything they told me to do, religiously. I wasn't hungry. I didn't want to eat. I was so weak. And the doctor told me, you've got to eat. You've got to eat to build your strength. I forced it in. I ate every scrap. Even if I didn't like it, I ate every scrap. I was that determined. So, I got better. It took me a while to do it, but I got better. And, like I said, honey, it's a lonely journey in that hospital. Because they do not want to come in your room, because you have to think about it. Every time they come in your room, they have to garb up. They have to garb up from the floor to the top of their heads. I could not tell you what any of my nurses looked like. My doctor, I couldn't tell you who any of them looked like. I couldn't tell you what color of hair they had. I couldn't tell you if their voices sounded young. So I'm assuming that they were young. But I had no idea what they looked like. They could have been black, blue, or white, purple. I don't know. And they have to put that stuff on every time they come in your room. And then they take it off and they go do their charting and all that other stuff, you know. And then when you ring that bell, they gotta put it all back on again and come back in your room. So you get a lot of this just peeking around the door. Just peek their nose around the door, and they would say, "Are you okay, honey? Do you want anything? Do you need me to bring you anything?" And I tell them, "No, honey, I'm just fine. Just shut that door behind you." And so I was alone, basically alone. No visitors, no nothing, nobody. For the whole time I was in there for 12 days. And I sat in my bed and in my chair. I never once turned the TV on. Never once. And I decided I didn't know what was going on in the world right now, and I didn't care what was going on. I concentrated on me, getting better, getting my fat butt out of that hospital and back into life. So I came home. They wanted to send me to a rehab, and I said nope, because I was afraid once I got into a rehab, that's RB/nursing home. You get in there, and once rehab is over, you might get caught up in that nursing home crap. So I refused to go into rehab, and I insisted I could do whatever I had to do. I could do it at home. I was doing the same thing at home. If they sent me home on home health, I was doing the same thing at home as I was doing sitting in that chair and in that hospital bed, breathing. That was my main priority, keep breathing. And so I come home on home health and oxygen. They put me on prednisone, and I'm here to tell you, I thought I was going to eat myself to death the first 2 weeks. I've put on 15 pounds in a month since I come home from the hospital. 15 pounds. So, because you eat yourself to death on that prednisone. I think it was that sometime during that first week after I come home, I couldn't hardly sleep because all I wanted to do was get up and eat something. and I wouldn't let myself do it. And because I know you put on a lot of weight with that prednisone. And my lungs are so bad. That's why they give me the prednisone, to help heal my lungs. Because the COVID attacks the lungs, then it will attack the heart, and then it goes to the brain. And that's where you get that damn COVID haze or COVID brain, whatever they want to call it, which I got bad. Not so much now, but in the beginning, I had it really bad, and I didn't even know I had it. But anyway, all I want to do is eat. And I stayed awake one night till 3:30 in the morning. I finally went to sleep about 3:30, and all I could do was just fight that urge to get up. All I wanted was a damn can of pork and beans. And I don't know why it was pork and beans, but I wanted them pork and beans more than anything else in the damn kitchen. I wanted pork and beans. But I kept fighting the urge. Or at least it was something healthy, right? But I have since given in. I get up sometimes 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll go out there and get me a damn banana nut muffin or something. And I'm doing a lot better though. But I'm thinking about us old people. And I try to tell the nurses when I see them, you've got to understand that's a whole new world out there. Y'all don't understand that yet. That the old world is behind us. What was, no longer is. And y'all have not caught up yet. You have not caught up to us yet. We are the ones that are experiencing this, having to live it daily. We old people are in the path of the bullet, and y'all have got to catch up quick, or a lot more of us will not survive this. I went to see my doctor a week after I got out of the hospital for a checkup. And there I was, weak as a kitten, could hardly walk. I could walk, of course, but I'm pulling my body weight. I had one of them big old cylinders of oxygen on wheels that I was trying to pull. I had my purse. I don't know why I brought that darn purse. They always want your ID. So I drug my purse with me. And I got to the door with my friend who was helping me, and they wouldn't let her in. And this was like 3 weeks ago. And I was 1 week out from being discharged from the hospital. They would not let her in. You either had to be there for a test, a COVID test or whatever, or you had to have an appointment. And she had neither. So they wouldn't let her in. And so I went in, and I thought, well, I saw a big long row of wheelchairs, and I thought, I'll get me a wheelchair. Except that I couldn't even pull it away from the wall because I was just so weak. I couldn't pull it away from the wall. Nobody bothered to come and say, ma'am, can I help you do that? Nothing. Nurses walking back and forth. Nothing. I was standing there just trying to breathe and stay upright. I was so weak. So I didn't get a wheelchair because I couldn't even get it away from the wall. So then I had to take the elevator upstairs, and I got off and I went down to check in with my doctor, and she told me to have a seat, or the lady did. Scheduler told me to have a seat. I did. And sat there for a few minutes, and I hear this tiny little voice from the way down at the other end of the hall saying, Brenda, Brenda. And I thought, I think she's calling me. Well, there was only 2 of us sitting there. And so I got up, got all my stuff, all my sick paraphernalia stuff, started down that hallway. Do you think that nurse would move her butt and come to meet me and help me with that big-ass oxygen tank, or to take my purse, or to take my arm to help support me, or anything? No. She stood down there and watched me walk from one end of that hallway all the way up there to her. When you talk about getting mad, I got pissed again. So But I didn't say anything. So I went in and sat down, and the doctor come in and talked to her. And she said, I believe you've had a little bit of a heart attack while you were in there. Well, other things is wrong with me too, but that one took me by surprise. But that was at the end of the conversation, and I'm here to tell you. She said that, and it just went in one ear and out the other. Normally, that would have scared the pants off of me. But I thought, it was not until I got home and I'm thinking, did she say that she thought I'd had a heart attack while I was in there? Or recently? Or, I mean, what was that about a heart attack? And it worried the snot out of me. And I asked my home health nurse, I said, you know, did I have a heart attack in there? Do you have access to that, to those test results, that blood work and stuff? Well, she didn't. So I didn't know until yesterday. And I went back and I had to trade out my pulmonary appointment for a nurse practitioner because of bad weather, inclement. It's all across the United States. Y'all know that. And so I saw a nurse practitioner. And I asked her about it. And she said, well, she looked at it and she said, yes, that there was some residue, something in my blood that showed that I had had something, an event, she called it, I believe, and marked it up to stress. I don't want to hear stress. Did I have a heart attack or didn't I have a heart attack? I didn't feel nothing. Can you go through a heart attack without feeling nothing? But I didn't. And, you know, she had nothing more to say about it. And I wanted to hear all about it. What happened to me? So then, my liver is all jacked up. That's another thing. And they don't know what's causing it. They don't know if it's something just, you know, that's me. Is it due to COVID? Which I'm assuming because I come out of the hospital like that. Well, I want to know why is my liver jacked up? So the home health had told me that since I was taking such a mega doses of prednisone, that's probably what was causing it because the prednisone is metabolized through the liver. Well, this nurse practitioner said she didn't know why. And so I brought that to her attention, that it's metabolized through the liver. She said, who told you that? I said, the RN that comes to my house. She told me that. This nurse practitioner says, I don't think so. But she didn't tell me why. She just totally ignored the rest of it. She didn't say, no, that's incorrect. You know, I'm sorry, but that was incorrect, and this is probably the reason why. Or just plain out, honey, we don't know enough yet. We're just going to have to ride this one out. And we'll all see together. She just sailed right over it. Didn't matter to her. She didn't have an answer, so therefore, neither did I. So then, what was the other one? Oh, she didn't even address my, I have an issue now also since I've been out of the hospital of low, what's it called? See, COVID brain. Low. It's low something to do with meat. What the hell is it? I can't think of my words. Well, anyway, something is low, real low. And protein. I've got very low protein. It's never like that before. Now, all of a sudden, you know it's got to be due to COVID. Well, what about my protein? I've been drinking protein drinks. I've been putting all kinds of stuff in my protein drinks, trying to bring my protein level up. What about my protein? That was dangerously low. And she just sailed right over top of it. She doesn't have an answer. She doesn't try to find an answer. She's got a computer sitting right there in front of her. You and I, we don't even know where to begin. Or I don't anyway. I don't even know where to begin to research that kind of stuff. And, well, I do, but I want to hear it from the medical part. So, but she just sailed right over it. And I don't like being treated like that. Pre-COVID, when I went to the doctor, I always got a copy of my lab work in the mail. And if anything was askew, the doctor would call me and we would talk about it. If I had x-rays done for any reason, if anything was going on, radiologist would call me about it. We'd talk about it. I'd always get a report in the mail. I have not received anything. And you know what? Nobody wants to talk to me about it either. I've discovered nobody wants to discuss anything with me. They just want to put me up on a shelf somewhere. I'm just this little old lady. I don't know nothing, so they think I don't know nothing. And obviously I'm not going to know nothing from them. And they're not going to take the time with me. They're not going to take the time to tell me anything. And I don't like it. So, I'd like to know if anybody else is my age, and my age, you know, I consider myself a young senior. Like I said, I'm 70. In a couple months I'll be 71. And I just want to know, is this something that I'm experiencing on my own? Am I paranoid about it? Or, I mean, am I going off in left field or something? Or are other people my age that see this, are y'all experiencing the same kind of thing? I don't like it. And I feel like someone has thrown down a gauntlet. And I'm picking it up. And I'm running with it. And I told them nurses yesterday, because I didn't get to see the doctor, he wasn't in. But I told them nurses yesterday, your standing operating procedure does not work for us anymore. And you need to throw it out the window. That standard operating book that you have on the shelf, that's in the old world. This is a totally new world. This year has changed our world, and it has changed us, meaning you and I, seniors in this world. We can't afford to let our young people treat us like this. And I, for one, refuse to allow it. You need to get with it. Y'all young ones needs to get with this. Get your stuff together. Don't tell me, well, we don't, on one hand, you're telling me you don't know enough because it's only been here for a year and you haven't had time to find out this and that and everything else. I can understand that. We can discuss that as adults. We can discuss that in a manner where we can both understand each other and be on the same page. Don't treat me like a child. Don't treat me like somebody that's half in a coma or something. And I don't matter anymore. I'm retired. I worked all my life in the medical field. I don't usually tell that. But I'm not stupid. And I want you to treat me like I am a human being. Not some damned old yard bird that don't lay no more and too damn tough and old to eat. So you're just going to kick me to the side. It ain't going to happen. Not if I can help it, it ain't. I have value. I have life and breath in me. I make enough money in retirement to take care of myself. I have my own home and it's paid for. I have my own car. I have 3 vehicles. They're all paid for. I don't owe nobody nothing. I'm not a burden on you. I don't collect welfare, and I'm not saying anybody that does is bad or anything. I'm just saying I have worked all of my life. And I have prepared for my old age. And I'm a widow now and on my own. There's nobody to take care of me. I have to do it. I have to do it. I got no daddy, I got no mommy, I got no husband. This is me. So until I die, until I bite the bullet, or I can't take care of me anymore, and I end up in that damn nursing home someday, until then, I am still a useful, productive human being. I buy products. I walk into stores and I buy your products. I spend my money in your stores. I do that. I come to you for medical assistance. I expect you to give it to me. I'm paying for it. When I say I'm paying for it, I paid the insurance company. I paid the insurance company all of my working life. Did I ever get to use it? Very seldom. Always had copays. I always had to meet some cap or something before they would kick in and pay for it. And by the time that happened, well, hell, I was better. I was back on the job. So I very seldom ever got to use my insurance, although I paid for it every month, every year, year after year, all my life. And I have good insurance now. My insurance pays for everything. So you're getting paid to take care of me when I need you. I guess I should get off my horse too. But anyway, that's my COVID thing, and you'll probably hear me talk about it more on down the road if I make any more videos. But in the meantime, let's look at these pretty colors. I don't know what to make of these. They're not very bright and bold. It said diamond, didn't it? Yeah, diamond painting. What's this about? It doesn't look very sparkly. It just looks dull to me. I guess I'll find out when I start doing it, won't I? It'll probably look a lot better. And then there's this gravy. Good gravy, girls. Look at all this. Red, more orange, more green, a lot of green. Look at that old baby poopy green. Pretty reds. Oh yeah, I like red. Some more orange, yellow. I like yellow. These colors are so close together. I guess it's shading. I don't know. That picture looks like it's a lot more brilliant, bold, and whatever than these colors. I can't wait to get started. So, after all that, honey, on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. And I'm going to see what I can accomplish here this evening. Because I am not a television watcher. And of course, I'm stuck in a rut when it comes to music. I listen to what I call Jurassic, the Jurassic rock. From back in the 60s. Some from the 70s, a little bit from the 70s. I listen to all of that stuff. And I had a friend tell me one time, Brenda, you're stuck in a rut. And I said, well, I'm happy in my rut. I like the music that, I was born in 1950, and I like my music. I don't like this stuff now. And some country. I do like some country music. Country music has gotten a whole lot better, hasn't it? So anyway, I will say goodbye. And we'll do